Good day, everyone, and greetings to you, Ma'am Ellen. Now I'm going to discuss the following topics for Module 8. So the first is Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. So it is consists of a collection of enchanting stories written by the Danish author. So the main characters in these tales vary from story to story, ranging from mermaids and princesses to ducks and shoes. The themes explored in Andersen's fairy tales include the pursuit of dreams, the power of love and sacrifice, the consequences of vanity, and the importance of self-acceptance. The settings of these tales often take place in magical and imaginative worlds where fantasy and reality intertwine. Through these stories, readers learn valuable lessons about kindness, resilience, and the beauty of the human spirit. So the second is Grimm's Fairy Tales is a collection of approximately 200 stories, most of which were adopted from oral sources. So the main characters in these tales vary from story to story, but they often include brave heroes, cunning protagonists, and magical creatures. The theme explored in Grimm's fairy tales range from the triumph of good over evil to consequences. Consequences of greed and vanity. The settings of the stories can be fantastical realms, enchanted forests, or ordinary villages. The lessons taught in these tales emphasize the importance of kindness, honesty, and the power of true love. The third is Disney and Grimm's fairy tales. It has distinct differences in terms of the main characters, themes, settings, and lessons. In Disney's adaptations, the main characters often portray idealized versions of themselves, with princesses being kind hearted and brave. The themes in these Disney's fairy tales revolve around love, friendship, and the triumph of good or evil. The settings are often depicted as magical and enchanting kingdoms. So the lesson in Disney's fairy tales emphasize the importance of inner beauty, following one's dreams, and the power of true love. On the other hand, Grimm's fairy tales feature more flawed and complex main characters. The themes in Grimm's tales are often darker and explore moral lessons such as the consequences of greed, vanity, and deceit. The settings in Grimm's tales are grounded in a more realistic and gritty world. The lesson in Grimm's fairy tales highlight the importance of resilience, resourcefulness, and the consequences of one's actions. The original versions of children's fairy tales often have darker and more disturbing origins than the versions we know today. For example, the original version of Sleeping Beauty. It is far from a sweet romance and contains horrific elements. The brothers Grimm, Jacob, and Wilhelm collected and published fairy tales in their book, which is Grimm's Fairy Tales in 1812, which included stories with dark themes. These original stories were based on the oral folklore of Germany. One well known fairy tale, which is the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, was originally written by Robert Southey and appeared in his book, The Doctor. These original versions of fairy tales teach us that the world can be dark and challenging, but they also provide valuable lessons but about resilience and overcoming adversity. Next is the 1001 Nights, also known as the Arabian Night. It is a collection of stories of uncertain date and authorship. The main character is Shahrazad, and the new wife who must tell her husband, King Shahrayar, a new story every night to save her life. The themes in the stories revolve around adventure, love, magic, and morality. The settings vary from ancient Persia to India and other parts of the Middle East. Through these tales, the lessons taught include the power of storytelling, the consequences of actions, the importance of wisdom, and the value of perseverance. Next is The Tale of Peter Rabbit. It's a beloved children's book written and illustrated by Beatrix Potter. The story revolves around the mischievous Peter Rabbit who disobeys his mother's warning and ventures into Mr. McGregor's garden. Peter Rabbit gets into trouble as he is chased by Mr. McGregor, but manages to escape and return home to his mother. The main themes of this story include adventure, disobedience, and the consequences of one's actions. So the setting of this story is primarily Mr. McGregor's garden, where Peter Rabbit faces various challenges. The lesson from the story emphasized the importance of listening, the parental advice, being responsible from one's actions, and the rewards of good behavior. Next is The Curious George. It is a beloved children's book series written and illustrated by Margaret H. A. Ray. The main character is George, a curious and playful monkey who lives in the African jungle. The story begins when the man in the yellow hat visits the zoo and is captivated by George's curiosity. So the man in the yellow hat decides to take George home with him, and they embark on various adventures together. The settings of this story includes the bustling city where George and the man in the yellow hat reside, as well as the African jungle. So the main theme of this story is George's insatiable curiosity and his eagerness to explore the world around him. Through his adventures, George teaches children valuable lessons about curiosity, friendship, and problem solving. Next is Charlotte's Web. Is a classical children's novel written by E.B. Watt. The story revolves around a pig named Wilbur and his friendship with Charlotte, a clever spider. So the main character is Wilbur, is a young pig who saved from being slaughtered by a young girl named Fern. The theme of the book is friendship as Wilbur and Charlotte develop a deep bond and help each other. They help each other navigate their challenges. And the setting of the story is primarily a farm where Wilbur lives and interacts with other animals. So the book teaches important lessons about compassion, loyalty, and circle of life. Next is Winnie the Pooh. It is a collection of short stories written by Milne. The main character is a teddy bear named Winnie the Pooh, who belongs to Christopher Robin. So the stories are narrated by a narrator to Christopher Robin. The theme of this book revolves around friendship, imagination, and the joy of simple pleasures. The settings primarily take place in the 100-acre wood, where Winnie the Pooh and his friendship, such as Piglet, Tiger, and Eeyore, have their adventures. So this book teaches us a valuable lessons about kindness, loyalty, and importance of embracing one's unique qualities. So that's it for our topic today. Thank you.